Happy Facebook Live Wednesday. It's number 79. And I was debating on whether to cancel it, but you know, these Facebook Lives, whether anyone joins or not, it's a mentally healthy thing for me to do. It brings me joy and it brings me peace. And instead of doing research and finding a topic, I thought, why not do something that I'm currently going through? I appreciate everyone's support. I've been receiving so many wonderful, loving texts and people reaching out. I'm sorry if I'm not taking the time to individually thank you, but as I contemplate anticipatory grief, I am realizing that there are no rules, there are no shoulds. I know a lot of people are saying things like, you know, spend as much time as you can with your mom because she has a limited amount of time. And this journey started, gosh, probably when my dad passed in February 2016. So I'm realizing that some people, like my daughter, Chelsea, she doesn't want to spend time with grandma, and I told her that it's okay because she felt bad, not feeling comfortable. At Waiwa Hospital, we can't have more than one visitor at a time. We're limited. It was supposed to be half an hour per person per day. But I convinced them to give us an hour per person per day. And Sabrina and I actually have gone twice per day. But when you think about it, you know, when you're spending the last moments, you know, and we don't know, you know, sometimes they're not even saying that it's imminent. But she is in hospice. Hospice can last for days or weeks or months, you know. And I've been realizing that any way that someone wants to, you know, accept, sometimes it's maybe allowing yourself not to accept it. And with my daughter, who's 19, she wanted someone to be with her in the room. And if she can't have someone in the room, then she doesn't want to go. And so I told my older daughter that, you know, it's okay, you know, and I reminded my younger daughter that, you know, some people want to spend 6 hours. You know, Sabrina spent a total of 6 hours when we were at Queens. And then I started feeling guilty that I didn't spend as much time with my mom. And then I'm realizing, you know, Sabrina might need more time. I think doing what I'm doing now, you know, with my tutoring, I've decreased it, but today I've decided to do 2 sessions. KHON reached out and wanted me to be on the panel, their United Not Divided forum. So I agreed to it prior to my mom, you know, entering ER. You know, last Wednesday, our lives turned topsy-turvy. And Sabrina had to rush back home from California and, you know, cut her trip short. And we were debating on home hospice, but we didn't realize, right, that it would be, unless it's imminent, you only have a nurse coming in an hour and a half, twice a week. And I didn't want to take on that responsibility, you know, if my mom needed morphine or if something happened and I wasn't able to provide the proper care. You know, they said you can always call, but we all know that I could have seconds, and if I don't do the right thing, I didn't want to be responsible, you know. So then we decided Wahiwa had an opening, and a lot of times, you know, we just have assumptions maybe on, you know, the quality of care, and Pearl City is having zero in-person visits. So I'm telling Sabrina, you know, even though it sounds ridiculous, how, you know, why visitor hours are 9 to 6, why can't we be there longer? Why can't we take someone else's time? And I'm learning we have to accept, you know, accept what is unreasonable in our eyes, because everyone, you know, especially the hospital staff, I'm sure they're inundated with people who are being oppositional about their system, you know, their rules. And so when I did look up, you know, can't even talk today, anticipatory grief, it's, there are no rules, but I just wanted to share some suggestions in case you're going through what I'm going through. And if you've lost loved ones, you know, how did you cope with the loss? Some people spend as much time, right, with their loved ones. Some people miss it, and that's what I have to accept. if for some reason I'm called and it happens when I'm not there, that maybe my mom didn't want me by her side. We don't know how the afterlife works. We don't know how people in a coma, I am talking to her. I am singing to her, even though I might not have a good voice. I'm making her laugh. My husband is visiting and dancing and making her smile and laugh. And she's eating more with him than me. She's sleeping a lot with Sabrina, while Sabrina's there, which makes Sabrina feel like, wait a minute, why can't I have awake time with her, right? And that's what I'm realizing. It really is accepting what we cannot control. My wish is for her to be transferred to her nursing home on Monday, which is would have been my dad's birthday, and, have us all around her. I'm hoping that'll happen. Right now, they're saying that, her bowels are making noises, which means she's digesting her food, even though there's a bowel obstruction. So what do? Spend as much time with your loved one. But if you don't feel comfortable with that, be okay with that. Be okay with however you feel. And I thought, my book, Letting Go, right? Do I have it here? It's right here. Mama's Gotta Let Go, right? At first I wrote this, and it's how to let go without losing your sanity. It's more about parents, and no matter what age your child is, how do we let go? And then I realized, it's not just as a parent, but it's as a daughter, it's as an educator, it's as a parent coach, that there are multiple opportunities, right? That we just feel like we know what's best. But you know what? Do we really? Sometimes the student that I'm working with teaches me patience because they might want to look at the clouds. I tutor a 5-year-old at the park, and this oppositional ADHD is a huge lesson for me. So, because we don't have control, and it's okay, the whole, and that's what I'm going to be talking about during the United, Not Divided. It airs at 9:30 tonight, but we are recording it at 11. So I'm thinking about that. I was thinking about, what do I say here? Normally during my Facebook Lives, I plan it, and I thought, at this point, I do have some notes just to help me. Sometimes I have these notes for my Living 808 parent coach segment, and I don't know when I'm going to film that. Out of control, right? I have no idea, and I'm accepting the opportunities that fall into my lap. But as I prepare for the end, I am realizing that, even though she's asleep, I still talk to her, and I look at our photo albums, that I'm glad that I made. And I am sometimes doing work right by her side. And I explain what I'm doing to her. And I know that sometimes I feel guilty that I'm working. But other times it truly is, what does your mental health need? What does your soul need? What does your heart need? Because sometimes at least I feel guilty if I'm not being productive. And then one of my friends said, "You're so results-oriented, Karen." And I thought, aren't we supposed to? And no, we don't have to be this as results-oriented, high achiever, check off the box. And I've been raised that way, especially in the business world. You want to achieve, you want to set your goals, you want to, create strategies. And then I'm realizing at the end of your life, when you have no control, it truly is just being there. My cousin said sometimes you don't have to sing to her, you don't have to talk to her, you can just be. And I think that's one thing that I have a hard time doing, right? Those of you who know me, I am always trying to, do the next thing. As soon as I published Mama's Gotta Let Go, I thought, okay, what's next? My friend said, did you even spend time, enjoying it? And I thought I did, but then I decided to write 100 parenting tips inspired by the pandemic. And I don't know, I'm sorry, I'm going all over the place, but I'm allowing myself to be all over the place and sometimes not make sense. And I fear, of course, anyone who knows me, I anticipate sometimes the worst case scenario. So I don't know how this united, not divided segment's going to be in like an hour and 20 minutes, but I'm embracing it. And I am seeing everything as an opportunity to just grow, to learn, to appreciate, and just know that even with this red eye, you know, I have that broken blood vessel that I thought, wow, I have no control over this, you know? And I'm hoping that, you know, before the Living 808 segment that it goes away. But then I thought, you know, I'm trying too hard to plan, to be in control. So instead, and maybe this is what my mom's lesson to me is to just be, to release any guilt, any regrets. You know, don't have regrets, because regrets just kill your positive energy. And with all the experiences that I've had over the decades, you know, it's like some of these things you couldn't even plan. And people who have been reaching out, you know, from years ago, you know, I feel so supported, and I really feel just huge appreciation for everyone who's been reaching out, the kind messages that I've been receiving. So just bond as a family. I know some siblings aren't talking to another sibling. I coach parents whose, you know, their adult kids no longer talk to them. And instead of feeling sad, which is why sometimes people, you know, they're saying, oh my gosh, you're so strong. I have my moments. But you know what's getting me through this? It truly is just being in the present and watching my mom and knowing that, you know, through her 90 years, she's lived a full life. And, you know, some people remind me, you know, well, she's lived a full life, meaning that, you know, it's okay that she goes. And other people who've been told that get annoyed. It's like, you know what? No amount of time would be enough time. But I know that even though my mom doesn't respond, sometimes she does, sometimes she doesn't. And I'm accepting. As an only child, I believe, sorry, I didn't know that I was going to get emotional, but as an only child, I truly believe that when you don't have both parents, that's when you truly have to grow up. You know, even though I'm 57, it's like, wow. And I have my husband, I have my daughters, I have supportive friends, but it is what it is, right? And so I want to tell everyone to truly cherish every moment that we have here, you know, because we don't know how much time we have on earth. And if you're having an argument, those of you who know me, I get really upset. I say mean things, and then my friends like Lisa remind me, just let it go. But, you know, I'm very passionate. When I'm upset, I get really upset. When I'm sad, I get sad. Even when I'm happy, you know, I speak very loudly. I mean, my family always says, geez, Mom, the neighbors can hear you. You know, are you upset? No, I'm not upset. I just talk loud, you know. And I am learning a lot during this transition. And I appreciate everyone who's traveled this journey and sharing. But right now, I think what I need less of is telling me what to do. Someone had shared, you don't have to share what you're feeling. And I thought, what if I do want to share what I'm feeling? Right before this Facebook Live, you know, one of my friends knows that I never would imagine doing TikTok. And I did 100 TikToks, right? 100 Instagram lives, 100 Facebook lives about each of the parenting tips. And I thought, you know what? It just brings me joy. And I shouldn't be judged if I want to share my feelings. I shouldn't be judged. And I will be. You know, I will be. I think my fear is, and I've accepted it, if someone, oh, see, like my, I guess I'll touch up my makeup before my united, not divided segment. But live life the way that you want to. And who cares what anyone says? I think I care too much about what other people think. And I don't know why. You know, my words to students, my words to parents is don't care. You have to live and make choices, even though it makes family members upset. I tell my daughters that no matter what they do, even though if I disagree with it, do it anyway. And I try so hard not to express opinions that differ. You know, if they want to, I don't know, drop out, suppose Chelsea wants to drop out of school. Suppose someone wants to quit their job. Suppose they choose a significant other that I don't agree with, Who am I to say? Who are you to say that your child will be better off doing what you think that they should do? Because I'm letting you know that if it doesn't work out and they listen to you, guess what? You're going to be blamed, right? It's going to be like, Mom, Dad, you told me to do this, and now I'm unhappy. And I don't want to be responsible for that. So, in closing, this is one of my shorter Facebook Lives, but I thought, preparing for death, how do you do that? Are there any rules? No. There are no rules. And I'd love to hear from anyone who's lost their loved ones, and people have been sharing it. And they've been thanking me for sharing what I'm going through. And it makes me feel good that what I have to share is touching someone's heart and is making them maybe prepare for when it's their time to lose a loved one, or it's they've already lost a loved one. But, sometimes hearing someone's story does help. And that's my whole mission. Whether it's touching a parent, whether it's making a difference in my students' lives. I mean, it's so cute when a 5-year-old says, I made a mistake at school, but you told me that it's okay to make mistakes, right? So I told myself, it's okay. And I'm like, yeah, it's okay. It's okay if your teacher yells at you. Maybe your teacher was having a bad day. It had nothing to do with you, So as you go about your day and things don't go your way, just know that it's okay. If you get in an argument, if, this anti-COVID vaccine versus getting the COVID vaccine, it's, right now we're having pro-life protests, and we're having, just conflict, constant conflict. Oppositional, defiant people who really believe that they are right. Well, when you're facing death of a loved one, it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. The first dad that I interviewed, Bozu Anama, is in the hospital. He is surviving COVID, and he was anti-vaccine. And now he is pro-vaccine. Does it matter? It doesn't matter. So if someone disagrees with you and you really believe in your heart that they are making the wrong decision, who are we to say that we're right? And if you really, really believe in your heart of hearts that you're right, do you have to express it to make someone feel that they're wrong? That's what I'm realizing. I had an argument about red versus orange. My 5-year-old said, this is red. And he's pointing to orange. And so I let it go. That's interesting that you think that's orange. And then I bring it up again, and I'm realizing, is it that important to be right? Someone long ago said, do you want to be right or do you want to be happy? And one of my friends said, what if I need to be right in order to be happy? And my dad always reminded me that in the military, in the midst of, say, an interrogation, you find out that you're wrong, you have to stick to what you're saying. Even if you realize in the middle of your argument or your interrogation that you're wrong, you don't admit it. And I think that old style of that mindset, you have to really make sure that you express your opinion. And someone said it's on mom's time. And that's the thing, right? I have no control. So, it is what it is. Accepting what you don't want to happen. And, a lot of people, right now I'm becoming emotional because I am talking about a sensitive subject. But I am accepting it much more peaceful than I ever imagined. And I think through, writing and through sharing and through the past few years, I have been learning so much, especially with parents like Terry, who we learned a lot through her son. And you can't force someone. You can't force someone to care. If I forced Chelsea to visit her grandma, can you imagine how traumatizing that would be? So some people might want to post a lot, Sometimes I feel like, am I posting too much? Am I sharing maybe something that makes someone uncomfortable? So I posted that one TikTok video just a little while ago of me singing, and the thing was, you know, what I put something like, can't sing, don't care. And, you know, I'm really being vulnerable and sharing things that I would never in a million years share. But I think it's part of my healing. So I'm offending anyone. You know, I do apologize, but I am going to do what my soul tells me to. I am going to be okay with whatever happens. So if you have any insight, please share it with me. If you don't feel comfortable sharing, message me. I had someone who didn't feel comfortable sharing, and she said she lost her grandfather, and she was not able to be there with him because he passed while they were on their way to see him, and they're still grieving. This happened in April, and I thanked her for sharing. And it's hard, right? Some people say it's nice to be there. Other people say that it's okay not to be there. Terry said, yes, it's part of our healing process. Do it and don't worry about what others say. So that's what I'm going to do. You know, I'm going to tutor today, and I know some people are saying, oh my gosh, you know, you should spend as much time as you can with your mom. But right now I can't. I think when she does transfer to her care home, I'm going to be spending more time. But right now I'm limited in the amount of time. I have a maximum of 2 visits. We are staying a little bit longer sometimes, but I am abiding, you know, by their rules. And so if you do see me post, I don't know, me laughing or smiling, is because it is an emotional roller coaster. And sometimes I'll laugh, sometimes I will smile, and sometimes I'll cry. I don't really, I'm not going to, you know, what is it? Be like edit, like, oh my gosh, I think I'm going to edit this crying out, or oh my gosh, I'm, you know, people have been saying, oh, I didn't, you know, if I'm weak, or, you know, it's okay to be weak. And I get it. I know that it's okay to be weak. A lot of messages that I'm getting, suggestions, you know, you should do this, make sure that you do this. It's putting pressure on me. Your mom will choose when she departs. Terry sharing, when my grandma passed, it wasn't when I was there because she knew if I was there, I wouldn't let her go. It's okay, Karen. Yeah. It's okay. And I'm okay. Right now I'm falling apart because, I don't know, maybe it's Facebook Live. Part of me thinks that maybe I shouldn't have done this, but I needed to. You know me, I need to do Facebook Live number 78 because I can't not miss a week. So I was thinking of doing it by her bedside, but, you know, Wi-Fi connections, and I wouldn't want to. Part of me wants to prepare too for this united, not divided. So as if you know, are one of my friends, family, and you have, I appreciate, you guys, I really appreciate any advice that people are telling me. But right now, I think I just need people to just be there without advice, without telling me, you know, what to look for, or telling me, you know, make sure that you do this, or, because I do know. And I would rather not be told because it makes me feel like I have to. I become this student, you know, like my friend said, do a couple of parenting tips. And what do? I do 100 and I decide to turn it into a book. I am writing. I started in November 2019, my mom's Alzheimer's journey, you know, from Tokyo to Hawaii to oblivion. And that's why I think I'm posting a lot. But you know what? What is a lot? Because I'm going to be using those, my posts to help me write my story. So thank you. And I look forward to sharing. Hopefully my dad's birthday on Monday. We'll all be there at our care home. And who knows what lays ahead, right? What lies ahead? I just know that I'm going to be okay. So don't worry about me. I know a lot of people are saying, are you staying hydrated? Are you eating? And yes, I am. And I do appreciate everyone's loving support. I know you guys are doing it out of the goodness of your heart. I am not criticizing anyone who is offering me advice because I appreciate it. I know you're doing it because you care. And I am signing off. If you guys want to watch my, it's going to be a forum. I am told that Gina Mangieri will be moderating, and it's going to be Dr. Sandy Livingston, who I think represents the LGBT, I think the Legacy Foundation, or she's representing the LGBT community. There's going to be Keavi Parker, who shares his journey, his really tough journey, as he being part of the LGBT community. And then for some reason they're asking me as a parent coach, and I was kind of surprised because I guess my part will be how to help parents, right? How to help parents navigate the journey of bullying, the journey, oh my gosh, the journey of just this discrimination. And I have Winston Deligdig. He is a relative from my grandma's side from the Philippines. And one day, I do plan to go to the Philippines with you, Winston. I know he's been offering to go, and I really want to go one day. So thanks, guys. I said that I was going to cut this short, but that's me, totally unpredictable. I have a hard time not talking or not stopping my going on and on and on. Thank you so much. If you have any I don't know, if you know what I need right now is just support. You don't have to, just your prayers, your support, and I really appreciate everything that everyone's been doing. Okay, take care. Love you guys. Bye.